Look, man, just because you know you're in a season of waiting, you're in a season of being patient, or you feel stuck right now, you feel like nothing's moving, doesn't mean the things that you're praying for, and it doesn't mean the things that you're working towards are wasted. Just because you're in this season of patience does not mean that God forgot about you. It doesn't mean that God is not working behind the scenes. God hears your prayers. God hears everything you speak about with him. You know what I'm saying? And he probably put you through this waiting season or this season of being patient for a reason. It's not wasted. It's not wasted at all. He didn't forget about you, bro. Waiting seasons, they're not punishment. You know what I'm saying? They're preparation. They're a season where God is building you and making you become stronger. He may be building you through character. He may be building your patience. He may be building your discipline. He may be building a lot of stuff within you before he allows you to step into that next season. So that season you're in right now, if you feel stuck or you feel like nothing's moving, you feel like nothing's happening, you just feel stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is preparing you for something bigger. God is preparing you to step into that door that he's about to open. God is preparing you for that next big blessing that he's about to bring to your life. Because a lot of time, bro, growth and progress, it happens in silence. Growth and progress happens when you're at your lowest. So, when you feel like nothing's happening, when you feel like you're making no progress, you think of a tree that grows underground, it looks like nothing's happening. It looks like nothing's moving, but underground, bro, that tree is forming. Those roots are forming. That tree is growing and it's about to sprout into a huge thing in the world. And that's the same with you, bro. Like, maybe it feels like nothing's happening. It feels like no progress is being made, but God is working on you. God is working on you behind the scenes. He's putting you in different situations and different environments in order for you to grow, in order for you to become stronger, in order to build your character, in order to build patience, because that's what waiting is all about. He's working on you and building your discipline through this period of patience, through this period of waiting. What may feel like stillness and what may feel like nothing is happening and stuck is actually just you being able to grow behind the scenes. It's actually just God preparing you for what's next. That next big season in your life, that next big chapter in your life. And during this waiting season or the season of patience, bro, he's also teaching you to just trust him. Just have faith in God. It teaches a reliance on God's timing instead of your own. Because I talk about this a lot, bro. We're human. I do this a lot too. I have things that I want to go according to my plan, according to my timing. Like, we all want things to go our way. We all want our plans to go exactly how we plan them out and in the timing that we planned them. But when God puts us in that waiting season, he puts us in that season of patience, bro. He just wants us to rely on his timing. He wants us to trust him with everything that we got. He wants us to put our faith in him and his plan, because his plan is always the best plan. His timing is always the best timing, bro. If you rush into your blessing or if you rush into that door that God is waiting to open, you're not going to be ready to handle that. God is making you wait for a reason. God is putting you in this season for a reason, to build you up, to help you grow, to make you become stronger before he gives you that blessing. So if you rush into it and if you try to do it on your own time and you try to control that, you're probably not going to be ready. That door wasn't ready to be opened yet. That the opportunity wasn't meant to come your way yet, and you rushed into it. So now when you do obtain that thing, or you do walk into that door, like the growth that God wanted you to grow and the things that God wanted you to have are not going to be there. So you're not going to be ready for that. That thing is going to eat you up. It's going to eat you alive, and you'll probably end up losing that thing because you rushed it, because you didn't trust God's time and you tried to go on your own time and you try to go on your own plan, bro. So just wait on God. Just trust God with everything that you got. Like, keep working, keep grinding, keep praying, but don't try to do everything on your timing. Don't try to do everything according to your plan. And instead of asking yourself, like, when will it happen? Instead of asking God, when will it happen, bro? Just try to learn and try to understand, what he's trying to teach you. You know, ask yourself, what are you learning during this time? Ask yourself, what are you trying to learn in the moment? You know, that's something that I've been working on personally is, you know, just trying to figure out what God is trying to teach me through every season of my life. You know, trying to figure out what I'm learning through every situation, through every period of my life. Like right now, it's just my trust in God. Right now, it's my patience. You know, y'all see, I've been doing YouTube this year, you know, for a long time. Not a long time, but basically every day this year I posted a video, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like right now God is teaching me patience, you know, because I was growing a lot for, you know, the first, 5 months. I was growing a lot, you know what I'm saying? But these past couple months it's kind of slowed down a little bit. And instead of asking God, like, why is this happening? I'm just trying to figure out, what is he trying to teach me? You know, I'm trying to figure out what am I learning during this period? And that's trust, that's faith, that's patience. You know, that's what God has put on my heart, and that's what God, you know, has put in your mind. So use this season of patience, use this season of waiting, you know, to strengthen your faith, you know, to strengthen your trust in God, to sharpen your skills, to become stronger in everything that you do, you know, to grow in everything that you do. And most importantly, bro, like, use this season to prepare for the opportunity that God is about to bring to your life, you know, to prepare for that door that God is about to open, because that time is coming, bro. Like, don't stop praying about it. Don't stop praying for it. Don't stop working towards it, because I promise you that door opening and that breakthrough is closer than you think. You know, that opportunity is closer than you think. So, like, don't stop working. You know, even if it may feel like nothing's changing, if it may feel like nothing's happening, like, just keep working, just keep grinding, just keep working, just keep getting closer to God. You know, keep praying, keep talking to him, bro. Like, just keep going, and that door is gonna open sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? But until then, bro, like, just prepare for that opportunity. Just continue to try and grow and build in every way that you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't mistake the silence. Don't mistake the feeling of being lost or the feeling of not making progress for silence. Because I'm telling you, God is working behind the scenes. I'm telling you, God is moving pieces and helping you build in certain ways that he wants you to build before he gives you that opportunity. You know, so just because you're waiting, just because you're being patient, doesn't mean that your prayers are wasted. It doesn't mean that what you're working towards is wasted. You know, God is just working while you're waiting. God is trying to prepare you for that blessing. God is trying to prepare you for that opportunity. All you got to do is trust him, you know. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see you on the next one.